favorite question. Most of my students want to know, and if I am and we are telling them correct, because they hear all kind of information from all kind of fly by night, sorry to use this language, operators on scholarships and financial aids. So please help them on scholarships, financial aids, the right cut to cut info, and on little more elaboration on co-ops. As ma'am has already explained co-op in detail, but largely financial aids and scholarships.
I'm going to try and see if I can write somewhere. Yeah, here I can write there. So look at this for 1 minute. So this is how the co-op works. Study performance, work performance. First year, study, study, work. Work, study, work. Study, work, study. Work, study. Okay? So this is 6 terms. If you are in arts program, you will be doing 5. So the first work term, W, becomes a time period where you go out to work, but it's not part of the mandatory co-op. You can still work. Okay? In maths, in engineering, in sciences, you do 5 to 6 co-op terms. Only 3 programs or 4 programs where there's only 4 co-op terms is accounting and finance, environment and business, and a couple of other courses. And that is because I believe public health or something, but I'm not sure. Majority of them is 5 or 6 courses. Now, every time you go to work, you make money. Now, that money should not be used for anything but savings. What students do sometimes is go buy a bike or will buy a $400 jacket. Don't need to do that. Please remember this, every dollar that you foolishly spend is the dollar that could save your parents some grief. So remember that in first year, you might make $17 an hour. In the last year, $65 an hour, $45 an hour, because you're now experienced. Majority of my students will take the total cost and look at what it is. So let's take one. We are doing psychology degree. And my total cost is about $270,000, out of which I know for a fact that I am going to be able to cover maybe 65,000. So I will remove that from 270. So now I'm at 205. I work 20 hours a week. I will be able to make some contribution to my education. I did, so will you. My parents didn't have any money. So we reduce it maybe about 20,000 over the 4-year period. I don't put too much because you do want to buy new clothes, you want to go out for dinner, you want to have some movies. Now, if you have scholarship, and this is something that students, there is no financial aid. Why would you be giving you financial aid? You're not Canadian, you're not a taxpayer. Financial aid is not the word that you want to use. Yes, aid is given. For example, in Nigeria recently, their currency completely bombed out, and some bursary form, some financial aid for a specific thing is given. But what you're after is being employed by a professor on research. You want to have presidential scholarship. You want to have department scholarship. You want to write the Euclid. If you write a Euclid and you did good in mathematics, you could get $40,000. If you did really, really well in some project, I had a student who created a club and started something in high school, and she got $10,000 international student scholarship. Universities don't have big money to give out. I want you to know that. Okay? That is why Waterloo is really in demand, because of cooperative education, because of the jobs that you have. Another thing, when I came with $5 in my pocket. I can't lie to you. I can't hide that from you. My father had passed on, and mother was illiterate. And this is the family that sends you out. What you have to realize that the 4 years of living properly, not badly, eat properly, do things, the jobs that come after and the loans that you have taken, we have found that 2 to 3 years, you are back to a balanced life. You've paid it off. Okay. So, three things to remember. The finances are high. Waterloo is not a cheap university. And neither is Alberta, neither is UBC, neither is Toronto. I'm just counting out the top universities for you. They're all expensive. But Waterloo is going to give you an ability to earn under co-op. And if you were to go to other universities, you are also going to sometimes indirect program. You go to general program and then to specific program. Waterloo is a direct entry university. If I want to do something, I don't go to general science first and then go to medicinal chemistry. I go directly to medicinal chemistry. I go directly to civil engineering. I go directly to physics and astronomy. We don't have general year and then a specific year. That is really helpful. Next point. It is high. It has been, the cost has been mitigated by or brought down by cooperative education with 20 hours a week. Reputationally, we have the largest number of startups. We have now been given the status of #1 Silicon Valley. So, yes, scholarship is low, but co-op is high. When you balance it out with other universities, the cost will be similar to any U15 university. I'm fighting every day for you to say increase scholarship, reduce this. And they are bringing in some scholarships that are fantastic. Just remember, we give more scholarships than any other university, but we divide it amongst more students. Many universities give it only specific, we give it to many more. So this is University of Waterloo. No excuses. It is pricey and money is tight these days. So write to me and write to Ima and we'll see what we can give you in terms of information. If I had the dollars, I would spend it all on you.
Perfect, ma'am.
Perfect, ma'am.